and I am looking forward to talking to her. She is MMA prospect and knockout artist, former boxing champion here in multiple divisions. She's fighting for Legacy FC, the one and only Holly Holm. Holly Holm, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing well, and thank you for joining us here on Punch to the Face Radio.
Thanks for taking the time.
Oh, no, absolutely. You are our official first guest, so we do appreciate you taking out the time to come on the show this evening.
Awesome.
Now, let's start here. Now, the rumor is it's 100% confirmed that you're going to be fighting here on April 5th for the inaugural Legacy FC Bantamweight title. Now, is that something that's been signed and delivered, and that's ready to go?
It's all set and ready to go. There's still some things that are getting ironed out, but that's going to be the plan. So
now you're going to be facing Julia Warner there for that bout. Now, have you started doing any sort of early scouting on her yet, or is it still kind of, with that being some months away, you're kind of slowly easing into that?
I'm easing into it. I'm not getting, too overly anxious about a lot of it. I kind of enjoyed the holidays, and really I've been kind of remodeling my rental house. I'm getting ready to put on the market to sell. So trying to get all that done. That way, I'm still working out, but that way I can get this done this week and get right back into the swing of things so I don't have any distractions.
Well, right on. Well, 2013 was really the first year that you completely focused on MMA, and it definitely showed in your performances. What do you think of now, with you actually putting all your energy into that here this past year, how do you think that made you evolve and grow as a fighter?
I think I just was able to kind of just get into it, just dive right in, and rather than, my next fight's going to be boxing, so, going back and forth from the training, I think just knowing that it was going to be 100%, MMA, I was able to kind of just put all my heart into it, and so we went for it. I had 6 fights between last December and this December, and it was a pretty busy schedule, and I was ready for a little bit of a break, but I'm ready to get back in there.
Well, right on. I think maybe the biggest thing that kind of caught people by surprise is when they heard that a boxer's going over to MMA, they were going to think more of you knocking out people with your hands. Instead, you've been laying opponents out via kicks. Especially you had one here last year against Elena Jones. Good Lord, I thought you were going to take the girl's head off. A lot of people don't know that you actually had some amateur kickboxing. You actually had a couple pro kickboxing bouts. Is that something that really that you kind of had in your back pocket to where a lot of people didn't know until after these last couple of bouts that you've had that kickboxing background?
Yeah, I think the first couple fights, maybe people thought, okay, well, she's kind of got a little bit of kickboxing. And then as time went, and yes, I had the background in it, but as time went, I was also able to put a lot of time into, getting better at my kicks. And that's been really fun because really when I first started kickboxing, I couldn't throw a punch to save my life. And I won my fights really by kind of just kicking my opponents a lot. And my coach was like, we really need to work on your boxing skills. So I started working on my boxing skills, and I got really into it. And then all the opportunities kept going with boxing, so I just kept going with that. But really my thing that was easiest for me to catch on to when I first started fighting as a whole is my kicks. And so I've been able to kind of come back to that, which has been a lot of fun, and been able to capitalize on that. And I still want to learn more. I still want to get better at them. And so I think that it was something that was kind of overlooked. But obviously people are aware of it now, so it's not like it's something that I can hide in my, hide as a secret anymore. So I need to start working on something new.
Well, right on. Well, we, from a highlights perspective, we definitely don't want to have you stop doing those head kicks. Those kicks, man.
I'll keep trying them. I mean, they're there. They're there. I want to take it.
Now, like you said, you were able here in 2013 really to focus primarily on MMA. After this full year of doing MMA and just mainly doing that, what do you think is maybe the biggest thing that you've improved on? And then going into this year, what is something you think you need to focus on more? It's making sure that you're more of a well-rounded fighter as your career progresses on.
I feel like I've gotten a lot more comfortable with wrestling and grappling this year. Obviously not where I want it to be, but it's definitely something that I've learned a lot this year and something that I feel like I've gotten a lot better at. I'm not so timid to just go kind of, roll with whoever and kind of have the confidence to think that I can defend these things and even try submissions of my own. And so I feel like I'm learning a lot of that. But there's definitely still a lot of work to do.
Okay. Now, you did make the move here from boxing to women's mixed martial arts. Now, I have to ask this. You had close to 40 pro boxing bouts, and then you made the move here to MMA, but it seems like you've gotten more attention and more love for doing the MMA than what you did in boxing. What do you think is maybe the biggest, the two contrasts between the two to where women's boxing doesn't get the same push that women's MMA does here in America?
It really, it's true. MMA is just more in the limelight than boxing, and have I done more in boxing than MMA? Yes, I have. Did I get as much attention with it? No. I don't think there's anything, there's no secret about that. And it's kind of made it really exciting going to MMA. A lot of people say, after a while you get burnt out, or they're asking, what's been so fun about, changing over? And it's like, there's this kind of new spark and a new drive. It's kind of nice. It's fun to have a lot of this excitement around it. It makes it just makes it fun. And so it's, I don't know, just kind of trying to take it all in as it goes. I don't want time to pass me by and not enjoy it as it's here.
Now, do you see yourself at all, if money is thrown your way or the right opportunity presents itself, and contractually if you can, to taking, any boxing bouts here this year at all?
No. I'm done boxing. I think
boxing
a lot of people think, you said boxing, right?
Yeah. So boxing.
Oh, I'm done with it. Yeah, no more boxing for me.
No more. Okay, so you're officially done. They can't throw any amount of money at you. You're done. Okay. Well, I
you know what? Here's the thing. There's been a couple fights that have been presented, and of course now they're offering more money than they ever wanted to before, because now it's like, oh, you're gone. Well, here, come back for this. And for me, I always said I'm going to fight for passion and not money, and I'm going to stay true to that. I'm just really not passionate about boxing anymore. It doesn't mean that I didn't love it while I did it, but I fought professionally for over 10 years. I'm 32. My first pro fight was when I was 20. So really, I fought 12 years professionally and with boxing, and I'm tired. And one fight worth a lot of money. If I feel like if my heart's not into it, then I probably won't perform well, because I think that the passion needs to be there first. And I would hate to take a fight just for money and then end on a bad note, and that be the end of my legacy of boxing, So I don't really think that there could be a amount of money to put on it.
And I respect that, because you don't want people to use your name that you've now gained in MMA and say, hey, she used to box as well. Let's use now that MMA crowd that you've built and bring her over here back to boxing and try to make money off of her. No, I completely understand, and I can respect that.
Mm-hmm.
And,
I just am not passionate about it anymore. And a lot of people, they keep asking me, so are you still over it? And I really am. I wouldn't have gone through all the, there was a lot of drama around kind of my, retirement, and a lot of negative stuff. I wouldn't have done it if I felt like, oh, maybe I'll really go back to boxing. I'm really done. I really enjoyed my career, and I'm really ready to do MMA.
Okay. Now, we did have someone send us out a tweet and wanted to know your opinion on a couple of fighters here in the bantamweight division in the masses of women's mixed martial arts. And I know your manager kind of started to pot a little bit here last month when he made a comment about you going for, a six-figure deal. You'd fight Ronda Rousey, but somebody tweeted me and wanted to know, what is your opinion? What did you think of the fight between Ronda Rousey and Miesha Tate? With you being a fighter in that division, what did you kind of take away, and what did you see from a fighter's perspective?
I felt like Miesha Tate had really good scrambles on the ground with Ronda, and I think a lot of people maybe didn't really expect to see that. I also felt like Ronda's stand-up game looked really improved. I feel like they both really worked hard and came in and showed, some of the new things that they've been working on, and their hard work, it showed. I think that they both were trying to learn more of things that, would make them a more well-rounded fighter. And I think with Miesha, after the fight, she was saying that, being in a bad position, that she didn't want to run from it. She wanted to just be aggressive with it. And I get what she's saying with that. To me, I felt like, because I'm like that as well, why be so scared of something that you're just going to run from it? If you're always on the offense, they're always on the defense. So I can see that. But I kind of wish I could have seen her stand back in her range and fight in her range. And then when they did get in the clinch or, get in the scramble, then obviously she was doing pretty well with that, I don't think any of them really tried a stand-up game too much. And really, it's always easier said than done, Oh, this person should have done that, this person should have done that. It's always easier said than done. But I don't know. I feel like it was a good fight, and I feel like both of the fighters kind of feel like they proved themselves in one way. I think Miesha showed she's game, and I think that Ronda showed that she's getting better at her stand-up, and, I thought it was a good fight.
All right. And, with that being stated, one thing that people are going to start to wonder here soon with you is when will you step up and possibly go over to the UFC or maybe even entertain a fight over in one of my favorite organizations, the Victa FC. You think it's too soon to kind of, as they say, throw you to the lions in your career? Is that something that you would kind of want to possibly by the end of 2014 be in a more of a high-profile fight? Nothing against Legacy FC because they have produced a lot of fighters who are fighting now at the next level. Is that something that is a goal here going into closing out 2014 is to possibly be?
I think it'd be great. I think it'd be great to fight in the UFC. I do want to take one fight at a time, and I don't want to be thrown at the wolves, but I don't want to, just fight at the same level the whole time and be what we call paper champion. I definitely want to fight very hard competition. But I want to take those challenges as they come. And I still have 2 fights with Legacy, so I'm going to focus on those 2 fights and then go from there.
Okay. Now, we got actually just got an email here who wants to ask you this question. What would you ever think would you ever want to see a fight between yourself and Christine Cyborg?
Hey, you never know. She's a heavier weight class than me, but I fought up to 154 in boxing before, so it's not necessarily, way out of my range or anything like that. So I don't know. It's not something that I would not ever consider. It's something I would consider, but it's definitely everything with time and with I don't know. It depends on what organization she's with and what opportunities present. I don't know. I think I would just have to see it as it comes.
All right. Well, Holly, we appreciate you taking our time here with us. I know there's got to be sponsors out there who help you be able to do what you do on a day-to-day basis. Definitely give those people a shout-out.
What was that? I'm sorry. I didn't hear that last part.
Yeah, definitely give your sponsors a shout-out.
Oh, yeah. Res Nation has been great. Ready Every Second. They have been awesome. They're one of my new sponsors that has been just, I can't say enough nice things about, They they're very supportive and very positive people, and I like them as personally, and I like them as a company as well, and I definitely appreciate their sponsorship. They've been so awesome. I can't say enough nice things about them.
All right, and where can the fans follow you or get the latest updates in regards to what's going on in your career?
Well, I have a fan page on Facebook, and I have a Twitter handle. I'm not that good at keeping up on my Twitter, but and then they can also go to hollyholm.com. That's my website, and it always tells, the upcoming events and things like that. So you can follow on any three of those.
All right. Well, again, Holly, we appreciate you taking our time and being the first guest here on Punch to the Face Radio. You've now inaugurated. You've now made yourself known. You're now the first. This is definitely going to be a home for you. Since you are the first, you're always welcome back anytime.
Thank you so much. It's an honor.
We'll definitely speak to you here after your fight here on April 5th here at Legacy FC, where you're going to be fighting there for the bantamweight title against Julianne Warner. Best of luck.
Thank you so much.
With that. And, again, thank you again for coming on the show this evening.
Thank you. Thank you for your time. Have a good night.
You do the same. Thank you, Holly.
Thank you. Bye-bye.